What's up everyone, it's Wally. If you got a great piece of beefsteak but you want to do something special with it, I got a recipe for you right here. A beefsteak with ginger and spring onions in a savory sauce. This recipe will work great with anything, even fish. Now my preferred way to cook steak is salt and pepper, but once in a while, I'll dress it up like this. So let's go. Now I love eating steaks. It's something my parents cooked up for me when I was just a teeny weeny Wally. And it's one of my favorites today. This is a 330 gram ribeye steak here. You don't need the exact 330 grams. 300 grams, 350 grams works just fine. I'm using ribeye because it was on sale, but a fatty sirloin will work just fine. If you're using a budget cut of leaner beef like chuck, rump, or a lean sirloin, add half a teaspoon of baking soda. It'll help tenderize the beef. Cut the steak into 1 to 1.5 centimeter strips against the grain. If you do not know what that means, it's okay. Position your steak on the cutting board the same way that I have it, and cut it from top to bottom. Try to cut them all the same size so they'll cook at the same time. Ribeyes tend to be fattier, and you'll see something like that. I like to save these up to make beef fat, so I'll set it aside. Now we're going to dress the steak up lightly. Add 3 tablespoons of water, followed by 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and half a teaspoon of ground white pepper. Mix well. You know you're done when you do not see any liquids on the bottom of the bowl. Then add 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. This will keep the beef steak from sticking together. Now it doesn't seem like a lot of seasoning, and that is because 90% of the flavors comes from the sauce, which I will show you how to make later. Let's get the aromatics out of the way. Cut 100 grams or half a medium-sized onion into thin slices. Doesn't matter what color the onions is. Now we need 3 stalks of spring onions. Snip off the roots. The white parts of the spring onions are flavor packed. Slice those off and keep it with the onions. Those go in at the same time during cooking. For the rest of the spring onions, slice them into 3 sections and set aside. Break out 3 large garlic cloves and we just need to mince. Not too fine, just big enough to see discernible chunks like this. Finally, we need 8 to 10 slices of fresh ginger. Now personally, I do not eat slices of ginger like this. If you can, you're a beast. Just kidding. The fresh ginger will add a nice zingy zip to the sauce. Time to cook. Heat enough oil to fry up these delicious sliced steaks. If you do not own a fancy kitchen thermometer, this is how you know your oil is hot enough for frying. Stick anything that is made of wood inside the oil, except the wooden leg, cause that's just disgusting. If it immediately fizzes like that, your oil is ready. If frying meat makes you nervous, you can choose to pan fry. But frying beef is what many Chinese restaurants do. And if you want your food to taste just like your favorite Chinese takeout, you're going to have to learn how to get over that fear. It only takes me about 2.5 to 3 minutes to fry up these sliced steaks. Even if you see some red on the outside, it's okay, because we'll be cooking it in the sauce later. Now with the same Walker pan, there's no cleaning required. Remove most of the oil, leaving about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil in the pan, and heat your wok or a pan on a medium heat. We add the onions and the whites of the spring onions first. Cook these until all the onions start to turn color. Should be about 1 minute. Then add the sliced ginger and the minced garlic. This is a savory sauce I prepared earlier. This is the reason why we don't need to season the beef too much. All the flavors are jam-packed into this cup. Stir that around for about 30 seconds. Your kitchen is gonna smell amazing, especially when you add in the beef. Let it cook for a few minutes. Then add a few tablespoons of Chinese cooking wine. You don't need it, but if you're planning on doing a lot of Chinese cooking, you should get a good bottle of Chinese cooking wine. And to make this sauce shinier and thicker, we add 1 teaspoon of cornstarch mixed with 1 tablespoon of water. Only add this mixture into the sauce when it is boiling. And then don't forget the spring onions. Mix for another minute and get ready to enjoy. You will immediately see the sauce thicken up and look even more delicious. And this sauce will go great over hot rice, which is my preferred way of eating it. Look at that delicious beef steak coated in a glossy savory sauce. You're gonna love this recipe. But remember, I do make deliveries, I take Bitcoins and camels as payment. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.